The poll that I put up said something to the effect, does a gamer's achievements and trophies give them credibility to talk about gaming?
It does. That's like me hyping up a game that I haven't even finished, man. A lot of you dudes ain't even doing the bare minimum by just beating the game, even on easy. And the funny thing is, I kind of know where this comes from. Because back then, it was acceptable not to beat games. You're like, what? Gamester, how could you say that? Because older games were much harder in comparison to what you have today. Because a lot of its inspiration came from arcade gaming. So you could still be a fan and play those games without completing them. But you're like, hold on, Gamester, but why is it different now? Because a lot of these games are easy. There's no excuse, especially a person that runs a gaming channel that talks about video gaming, can't even put a game on easy and finish it for his audience. Like, I mean, come on, man. Like, there's nothing that needs to be understood here, Doc. I mean, come on, man. I see you've been beating a few games, and I apologize for going as hard on you as I did before, and it's nice that you picked up the Bible, so have I. But, like I said, people have to beat the game, at least. Ain't nobody telling y'all 100% games. There's always going to be a guy that got more gamer score than you, but like I said before, if you want to be a part of the dinner table, then you got to at least finish the rest of your meal. Okay? You can't just eat the steak and then just leave the mashed potatoes and the carrots. You got 100. Now I'm just trolling. You got 100% the whole plate.
So I didn't ask if a gamer's achievements or trophies makes them a gamer or not. I want to know, how did the community feel about that statement? Does a gamer's trophies...
It's like me saying, hey guys, I like retro games, but yet when you look at my profile, I have no games, no old school games beat. If you look on my Gamester profile, you will see that I beat a lot of old games. Now, mind you, I didn't 100% a lot of them because games like Sonic Adventure for 250 gamer score is ridiculous to have to do all that. But still, I can use that as a reference to say, hey guys, I played it back in the days. I even got the save file from back in the days as well. But I understand for the people that don't, hey, I had a Dreamcast growing up in the Genesis and I can't really prove it. We understand that, but you should at least have some form of a reference of you still able to do it now. It's just like I told people, I beat Contra on the Super Nintendo, right? I beat it on the Super Nintendo. You look on my Xbox and my PlayStation, you see that I beat the game again. So people can use that to say, okay, you valid. I see where you coming from. Doesn't mean I have to beat every single Contra game on it, even though I have, but the point still stands that why would he lie about something if he's already done it? Does that make sense?
Achievement dictate whether or not they're a credible source to talk about gaming. The results were pretty interesting, okay? I asked people to leave comments. Not everybody left comments because I didn't have 695 comments. People just voted and went about their way. But I thought it was interesting how split it was. Now,
how so? I mean, you posted it on Twitter. Most of those people ain't even playing games anyway. So, of course, I mean, the fact that we even got 49% is actually quite good, guys.
I'm trying to be a better Christian and actually, read my Bible, right?
Well, there you go.
And the community can't fully come together in agreement as to whether or not trophies and achievements actually matter and actually give you credibility to talk about gaming.
It does. It absolutely does. So let me ask you something. Would you take the review of a person that didn't complete the game or a review from a person that only played 10 minutes of the game and made a review? Matter of fact, we actually have quite a few YouTubers doing that already. Dreamcast guy is an example. Like, I mean, come on, man. See, this is the problem with gaming. You know why it's so high? Because a lot of those dudes ain't really doing the bare minimum, too. All they doing is this pathetic little console war on Twitter, and ain't none of these people playing video games. That's why when you ask them for their PSN, they get all scared. Why? Because you guys are spending thousands of hours being on Twitter, and ain't none of those hours going to video gaming, what you guys claim to say you love. As far as I'm concerned, it seems like a lot of you old dudes just fell out of love with it, and this is your way to feel young again. Maybe that's what it is, with the banter. But at the same time, if that's what you want to do, then all I'm going to advise you to do is complete the game. Beat it. That's it. Bare minimum, you could put the game on easy. I don't even care at this point. I used to, but it doesn't really matter to me anymore. But you know damn well you can't talk highly about a game without finishing it. That should be one thing, right, that we should not completely undermine. because that is dangerous.
So it falls. It falls apart. So it's a situation where it's all or nothing. If 50% of the community is saying, no, you're perfectly fine, you can talk about gaming because your trophies don't really, matter to that extent, then yeah, it just breaks it apart, right? It breaks that argument apart.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. The funny thing is, this is coming from somebody that said he reads the Bible. Just like it says in the Bible, the path to God is narrow. There's no such thing as multiple paths to God. The path to him is narrow. Now, the path to gaming credibility is also narrow, which would also mean that you cannot be as good as these other achievement gurus, but at least do the bare minimum. At least beat the game, even if it's on easy, for crying out loud. I mean, at least you can say, hey guys, I finished it, I mean, I didn't 100% it, but at least I beat it. Okay, yeah, I mean, you can sit at the end of the table, but yeah, you can still be a part of the royal kingdom.
So now I want to explore
Uh-oh.
what this really means, because some people know that there's a lot of nuance to this. And there are some points that people made that were good points. Number one, it's going to be very difficult for you to talk about a game that you haven't played. And one of the easiest ways to prove that you've played a game is by showing the trophies that you have gotten. The hours that you have gotten in a game sometimes does not necessarily mean that you've played it, because
that's true.
Yes,
too.
It's true, even though highly unlikely that people actually do this, but it is true.
Oh no, some people actually do.
You could just leave the game on the front screen, on the load screen. People said the only trophies that matter are the main trophies of a game. So even if you don't do any side missions or anything like that, it doesn't matter. Shout out to Gifted Gamer. He's got a YouTube channel as well. He said that.
That's my whole sentiment. That's my whole sentiment. At the end of the day, it's just like going to the club. Oh okay. You 21? Okay. Oh, you want these pack of cigarettes? You want this alcohol? Okay. You're good to go. Go buy whatever you want. I'm sorry, man, because at the end of the day, as gamers, we understand that there's too many frauds, there's too many liars, there's too much deception going on for me to just have to take somebody's word for it. Now, I'm not saying I just need to feel it. You feel what I'm saying? Ain't nobody expecting this person to have 2 million gamer score or be this person, because I don't know if you guys know, if you have 200,000 gamer score, you're in the 2% of gamers on Xbox just by having 200,000. Anything higher than that, you're just fighting for decimals. 0, 1.9, 1.8, 0.5. Like, that's what you're fighting for at that point. I'm just happy I'm within the 2%. You get what I'm saying? But that also shows you that a lot of people don't play different games, and a lot of people just don't play games altogether.
Chaos also said that it doesn't really matter, that trophies don't dictate whether or not you're a credible source to talk about gaming.
Well, then I'm gonna have to disagree. I don't know who this. I think I might have heard of this dude. But yet, I'm assuming he's a content creator, right? So why wouldn't that matter? Especially as a content creator. Now, if you're a person that just plays games and you don't really care and you don't have a YouTube channel, then I can't really complain. You know what I mean? You still don't get a pass, but you kind of get one. But you're supposed to be a gaming advocate. We know you ain't no achievement guru, but you're supposed to be some form of a gaming advocate where people can look to your channel and you can provide gaming knowledge to the masses. So essentially what Chaos Lounge is telling you, which I don't agree with, I'm going to be honest, I don't agree with. You should at least beat the damn game. These games are so dang easy that there's no excuse as to why you can't beat these games. You could even put it on easy, bro. Back in the days, games that were on easy was still hard for people to beat. So people be like, okay, you didn't beat these games back in the days. We understand they were very difficult. That's probably where the mindset comes from. That's probably honestly where it comes from. But as time has gone on and as things have gotten easier, then yes, we do expect people to beat it. Because these games are not as difficult as they were back in the arcades. There's nothing for you people to cry about. It just seems like you guys are lazy. You don't want to do the due diligence. You don't want to play the game, but yet you spend more time talking than playing.
Or not. So, again, some very interesting points. I agree with if you're going to talk about a game, you should at least be able to prove that you have played that game. That's just my opinion, right? If you're actually going to talk negative about a game or something that requires that context. So here's an example. If I tell you that Forza Horizon 5 is better than Astrobot because Forza Horizon 5 sold more than Astrobot, that's my gauge as to why Forza Horizon 5 is better. And
but see, oh my goodness, bro, you was doing so good, bro. I don't know what you drinking a bottle of, but man, clearly, he's got his hand right by his heart, with the bottle, and his hand up like he's doing a prayer. Bro, what are you doing? What are you talking about, bro? Sales doesn't dictate if a game is good or not. There's a lot of games that don't sell very well, and they're hidden gems in the rough. What are you talking about? That sales? You should have said, "Oh, because I beat Forza," and the person that's talking about Astro. Huh? You what? See, this is what I'm telling you, man. He goes as far to say something smart, and then take it no further than Dark to add something stupid to what he's saying.
Astrobot because Forza Horizon 5 sold more than Astrobot. That's my gauge as to why.
Now, how would sales be a dictator to understand if the game is fun? That means absolutely nothing. Just because I played a lot of games that sold poorly, and guess what? They're some of my favorite games. That means absolutely nothing.
Horizon 5 is better. In this example, I'm not saying that it actually is, but I'm saying if I wanted to use that measurement as to what makes the game better, selling more, again, I'm not saying...
Well, a lot of people do use this logic, and I think it's stupid.
That's what it is. I don't believe that. I think that...
Okay. All right, you heard it, guys. He said he doesn't believe it. Okay. You have been exonerated from that, but for the people that aren't, or the people that do think like that, well, guess what? You know what I feel about you.
Each gamer should dictate what game is better than another game, right? But if we're talking about just numbers and sales and stuff like that, which is a huge talking point for a lot of people, right?
That's the problem.
Then you can say that Forza Horizon 5 is better than Astrobot without playing either game.
Huh? What are you talking about? If somebody likes platformers over racing, regardless of if somebody likes platformers, they would choose Super Lucky Tail over Forza. This is what we call preferences. What are you talking about? There's a reason why we call it genres. You can't take two... Bro, you should have used Forza and Gran Turismo. That would have made more sense. But you're using a platformer in a racing genre? If a person prefers racing games, they're going to choose that over Astrobot any day. What are you talking about, bro? Oh, my goodness, bro.
I mean, that's fair, right?
No, it's not.
Another thing you could say is Battlefield 6 beta testing, beta is doing great, right? You can make that statement. You can say that by just looking at what's happening with Battlefield, even though you have never played Battlefield, right? So I could say...
In regards to... This is the problem. This is why we got people acting like financial advisors for the companies. No real gamer should care about this, Doc. I'm telling you. I'm sorry.
From what I've seen, it looks like Battlefield 6 is getting a positive...
The only thing you could do with your eyes, you could look at something and be like, I don't think that'd be the type of game for me. A lot of people don't like RTS games, especially from the console. I used to play a bit of them, but not really a huge fan of them. But I can look at this, it's just not my type of game. It's just not something I would want to play. That's what your eyes are good for. You get what I'm saying? Now me in regards to making a review on Command and Conquer and not playing the game or beating it, that's crazy. Why would I... You get what I'm saying? That's fine to not like something. I think this is another problem we have in the gaming community. It's fine to not like something. There's a lot of games that I know people like that I personally don't. There's games that I like that some people are like, why do you even play that? I just think this game is stupid. It's subjective, okay? What's art to somebody else could be art. It could not be art to somebody. It could be, you get what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man. This guy's
a lot of people are liking it. So that's me talking about a game that I haven't played, that I haven't downloaded, that I haven't touched. Am I allowed to say that? Am I a credible source to say that, being the fact that I'm using other things to give me that information?
No, you should be using your own opinion. You should be using your own statements. See that? You hear what he just said? Other people. Bro, nobody cares, bro. Your opinion should be your own. You shouldn't be asking anybody for validation. What are you talking about, bro? I mean, you was doing good, dog. You was doing good until we got to this portion of the video. Now I don't know what he really put in that bottle.
In that essence, yes, you can. It's almost like saying,
you cannot.
Oh, this is a great example.
Here we go.
Can Jim Ryan, does he have any credibility to talk about gaming? Or does Phil Spencer have more credibility because he actually has a gamer score and all that other stuff? A public gamer score at that.
They run a company to specifically sell video games. They don't care if these games are beloved. Well, they do, in the sense where they want money out of you. They don't. That's not their appeal. You as the gamer are supposed to make that judgment, not them. They thought a game and you like it, well then guess what? They're going to continue to make it. And on top of that, that has nothing to do with the developing team. Bro, come on, man.
See, we could get real. It could get real messy.
It ain't getting messy, bro, because I broke it down.
Another problem that I have seen, and I've seen this personally.
Just admit, y'all don't want to beat games.
If I start talking to you about Assassin's Creed Origin or Assassin's Creed Odyssey, right? Games that I have beaten, both those games I've beaten, right? And you decided to fact check me on some things, and you went to my Xbox profile to see if I've beaten Assassin's Creed Odyssey and Origin, you would find out that I have not beaten Assassin's Creed Origins or Assassin's Creed Odyssey on Xbox.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And if somebody calls you out for it, be like, hey, dog, I beat it on Steam. It's that simple. End of discussion. End of discussion. Nobody cares. Hey, yo, somebody tell this guy, nobody cares. You beat it, though. Did you hear what you said, Doc? You beat the game. Why you acting like a fraud? Like, this guy, man, listen, bro. I don't know what he put in that bottle, but clearly it ain't good for him, you know?
On Xbox, if you go to my Steam, you will find out that I haven't beaten it on Steam either. I have the games on Steam as well, but I haven't beaten them on Steam either. I played both those games on the Xbox app on PC, which takes...
So you played it through the EA launcher. Okay, but do you have save files? Do you have proof? So you have no proof of achievements and trophies, but if somebody called you up, can you show them, hey, this is my save file on this EA launcher? There's still no excuse. There's still no excuse. Even if a game doesn't give you achievements, you still got a save file, buddy. This is, you guys, man, like, listen, man, I know y'all want to get away with this, but like I said, you will never see me advocate for a person not beating games. Okay, that is the bare minimum. That should be the standard of video gaming and video game content creation, even on people for gaming enthusiasts. Beating the game. If you can't do that, especially in today's gaming demographic, then obviously you have no integrity.
I think it's going to be pretty interesting. I think this year, Steam is probably going to tip the scale. I think the only thing that still has me hooked up, and just because you have connections, doesn't also give you credibility. Anybody, and I mean anybody, can do what I do. Anybody can do...
which is not beating games. No, I'm just trolling. Deceiving is on. Yeah, you're right. Anybody can do what you can do, Doc. But not everybody can 100% a game. Not everybody can beat Ninja Gaiden 2 on the hardest difficulty. Not everybody can... I'm just saying. You're right. You know, like this you're right. Everybody can do what you do, but ain't nobody can do what other people do. You know? Like, bruh, come on, man.
What all these YouTube podcasters do. It's free to start a YouTube account. Free 99. You can use your phone the same way that I do. You don't have to use a fancy mic like I have. This is not even a fancy mic, but it's a little bit nicer mic than the other mic that I typically use. And all you need is a room with a light, and boom, you just go. Or you can make videos from your bathroom. Trust me, it works.
Or what about your laundry room?
Doesn't mean that I have credibility. Someone with a higher YouTube membership count doesn't mean that they have more credibility than I do.
That is true too. I would agree with that. Just because somebody has a bigger platform doesn't mean absolutely nothing. I would agree with that.
I would tell you this, people.
My people.
Notice how many big and small YouTubers did not know that the industry was changing the way that it was changing, or dismissed when other people were saying that the industry was changing.
funny thing is, I was telling y'all from the beginning, and ain't nobody listened to me. And now that you see it in front of your faces, I still haven't got my flowers, bro. These PlayStation fanboys never came in, never apologized. They ran. They don't want to show their face or their comments anymore. They don't want to do it. They just stopped giving me engagement. You guys are pathetic, bro. After all that crap that y'all said,
credit where credit is due. If there's more people that have said that the industry has been changing since the beginning, props to them. Maybe I don't know, but the two podcasts that I've heard the most, actually maybe 3 or 4 that I've heard the most constantly say the industry's changing, that kept getting dismissed, was Boomstick. Shout out to him. Okay. It was Iron Lord's podcast. They kept saying it, pretty adamant about it, especially King David. All right. Dirk Griggity said it plenty of time, right? Shout out to him and Ray and Sean and them, right? C Money on the On 4 Point podcast.
You know, the funny thing is, I heard this during the PlayStation 4. Way before. Shout out to All Eyes on Jet, the real gaming content creator in this community with over 1 million gamers for people, the real channel that people should follow in regards to gaming credibility. But yeah, I've heard this me and Jet used to talk about this for years, bro. Years. We already knew this, bro. That's why we laugh. We're like, yo, look at these fools. Y'all didn't see this coming? Yeah, I used to be in parties with this dude talking to the same people, and he would tell them, and they would get mad at him. Yelling, screaming, you don't know what you're talking about. This, now we all laughing. Like I've said before, and I'm going to use this reference again before I end the video. Laugh now, cry later. And you guys want to know the next thing that's coming up? Because I hope Doc will give me my credit, or whoever else that came up with this before you guys wanted to run with it on YouTube, is that Nintendo would be putting a distributing service on PC. Understand, let that sink in your head. Let it remember who told you that. But understand that Gamesta, so I got to trademark this? Gamesta is what's telling you this. Trademarked. Nintendo will be putting a distributing service on PC, no different than Steam, and you will see it. You will see it. I don't know what year, whatever this, but it's happening. Nintendo's already in motion and planning to do that, and also expanding to mobile gaming. Even with a Switch 2 portable. Y'all like, oh, no, Nintendo never do that. Keep saying that, bro. Didn't your mama and daddy tell you never to say never? Never say never, bro. That's the problem with you people. It never will happen. It never will happen. Nintendo will never will. Bro, keep thinking that, because I can't wait. I already got all my content in the works for it. So when it does happen, I already know what I'm going to say. So you guys can enjoy these little small-time victories that you guys have. Now you got Nintendo fans laughing about this. But guess what? Y'all left the home console market before Microsoft and Sony, and y'all going to be doing a distributing service no different than them. So like I said, take care, guys. Peace out. Game still with another W.